Hello everybody, Hardcore Ninja here with a brand new SFML side-scroller game ninja tutorial series. So, in the last video we created the side-scroller background. So if you go into the editor, you should see the background here. You can kind of see how it's going to function, and this allows us to kind of repeat the image. And we were getting these vertical lines here, and I think it's due to the way that I was like calculating the dimensions. And the way that I did it was kind of stupid because you end up with some decimal, and that's why we're getting that. So after thinking a little bit harder about it, I don't know why I didn't think of this before, but essentially we don't want to do it that way. So let's go ahead and just recreate that background real fast. So I'm just gonna delete this, start from scratch again. So extract it here. Okay, cool. So you go tiles background. So we're gonna get this, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna get the dimensions of this, and we're just gonna multiply these by 4. Okay. So now let's open up a brand new Photoshop. So we're gonna do 240 times 4 equals 960. Okay, cool. And yeah, so you're going to want to use Photoshop for this because of their resampling engine. There might be another software, but even I think with the resampling, things are still going to look a little fuzzy, but it's going to look a lot better if you do it with Photoshop versus other software. All right, so it's going to be that. And then and again, like, I'm just using this. You could use any graphics you want. I'm sure there's better ones on the internet. I just like this because it looks kind of abstract and cool. All right, and then I'm going to take the 160 and times that by 4. So 160 times 4. So we're going to have to do this to all of our assets. This will be 640. All right. So we're going to have to do that, and then 240 times 4. Sure. 960. All right. So we're going to be doing 960 by 640. Create. And now this should fit perfectly in here. Beautiful like that. Awesome. All right. And now I'm going to save as, place. Save the computer. Okay, so I'm going to go in here. I'm going to make another Photoshop projects. I'm going to call this background. Okay. And then I'm going to export quick PNG. And then go to desktop. Go to my side scroller, resources, images, background, level, and yeah, replace that. Okay. And now what we want to do in here is go to resources, config, graphics settings, and we're going to want to change this to whatever it was. It was yeah. So this is going to be now 960 by so we got to remember that we're multiplying everything, all these graphics by 4 if you want to use these graphics. So I'm sorry, what was the other dimension? So this was 160 times 4. Yeah, so 640. Okay, beautiful. And I think with that, we still get the lines. I'm not sure why we get the lines, but anyway, that's a way better way of doing it. And it also, this way we got a little bit bigger. I'm not 100% sure how to deal with those lines, other than, I guess, just hiding them. Another thing we could do is we could just make 3 different, or so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This would we could make 6 rectangles and just put them side by side, and that will be able to get rid of the line there. So there's some things that we can do to fix that and fudge it. So don't worry too much about it. But here we go. Here's the background. You can see it's just like repeating the image. And that's essentially what we're doing, okay? All right, so that was a much better way of doing that. Awesome. Okay, great. Fantastic. And we may not even want to make it that big because in some of these demos, these people had cool concepts of just making it small but tall, and so that you kind of go up in the level, and that was kind of cool. So let's go back to this itch.io now, just so we can look at steal some of the design layouts. So this was what Metro, this thing, Metroid, Dania, this thing. I just want to look at this just for ideas on how people design the levels. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So you see they're using the black. Nice. So that's for like the walls, but okay. And I kind of just want to see like what they made as walls in platform and what they made as just like background. Okay, so that's obviously all walls and background. That's so cool. Okay. We could also try to put like see how this has that background layer in there. Um what we could do what we could do is go back to source files here, state H, and we might want to put all of this in a struct because these backgrounds are potentially becoming very different from the backgrounds like the main menu and stuff. So I guess let's try to do that. So struct environment environment details. Spell environment, right? Because I'm dumb. Yep. Okay. And then what we'll do is we'll just copy, place this in here. And then now in state here, oh, we got to, I'm sorry, we got to do, we have to make an object here. Environment details. Environment details. And copy that again, make it a little e. Environment details. Okay, that should work. Okay, cool. Cool. So now we have this in a struct. So it's segregated. So it is a different background from. So now it's a different background from the background we use for the main menu in the settings. Okay. And just to make this look prettier, or so that we can read it without scrolling too much. You can do it like that. Cool. All right, so what we could do now is go back to here. And could also do background 1. We can also do background 1 here. And yeah, it's going to be background 1 now, background 1, background 1, background 1, background 1, background 1, texture, 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 like that. Just grab this, make this like this. It's going to be the first background. Run it to make sure it's all good. Beautiful. Very beautiful. Okay. And all right, so now we can make just copy this, but now this will be background 2, background 2, like that. And what we want to do is we want to take this one and get the dimensions of this. Oh, it's again the same. Okay, so what we could do is we could open up that Photoshop file, open up the exact same one, and also we can delete this that layer. We don't need that layer. And what essentially we want to do is go back to this and just make an just like that. And whoa, this is actually a really good idea. We could actually just render this. Huh. Okay. It's kind of cool. Because now we can just like render this. We don't even need the background too. We don't even need the background too. We could just render this into this. All right, so save. Yes. And then export PNG. And this is actually better. The more you can actually render into your PNGs, the better, always. Always. So the more kind of, the less PNGs you can use is typically better. And this will actually, I think it will help. Nah, it's, okay, yeah. This may not help the lines, but I think we would still get lines anyway, even if we did, because we would still be using the repeat. So let's just see how this looks. So now, all right, you see, we still get the lines, but now we have that. And I like that. That kind of looks a little bit cooler. Makes it look a little bit more interesting. Okay. And yeah, so now that we're using one PNG for the background, I'm actually going to bring all this back to just this. Sorry for the back and forth on this, but let's just keep it nice and clean. Okay. Cool. All right, and I gotta change the music I'm listening to right now because it is so annoying. Let's get back to this ambient. I don't know. Something about the ambient, I code better with it. Okay, so let's look at this now. Okay. Great. See, that's not necessarily being used for the tiles. It's just more like the background. Okay. He's also just making this stuff just to make the background look interesting. I just want to see what he's like walking over. All right, so he's using all that stuff for walking. Cool. All right, yeah, so he is using some of the stuff like the... Nice. This is so cool. a lot of stuff with this. Cool. Cool. A lot going on there. All right, cool. So, yeah, so now for the tiles. So this will have all the tiles. So, and he tells you on the website here that the tiles are 16 by 16, okay? So what we want to do is go into Photoshop, do a new one, and we want to see the dimensions of this. So we're going to do 192 times 4, 768. So 768. And then we do 96 times 4. So we're multiplying everything by 4. 96 times 4. 384. Okay. So again, just to make sure, so 192 times 4, 768, and then 96 times 4. Cool. All right, so we'll create this, and then just take this, put it in here, bam, beautiful. This one, definitely get rid of the background. So we'll save as okay. All right, so we'll save this as, what do we call this? We call this the tile set. Okay, cool. Tile set. Yep. All right, now we want to export this. Desktop, this, resources, images. Call this maybe a tile set. And then, yeah, just like that. And I think we've been standardizing things like this. Okay, and now this will be perfectly, oops. Okay, I gotta pause the video and grab this call. Be right back. Hello, everybody. Sorry, I just had a little Skype call with someone from work. Now we're picking up where we left off. Okay, so we got the background in here, nice, and I think I had just finished up scaling this, right? Okay, so if we go back to here, this guy says that the tiles are 16 by 16, okay? Great. So what we have to do is, yes, the last thing I did was in this, put this back to back. Okay, cool. Okay, so what we have to do is you have to go into state here, variables, and what we're going to do is we're going to do, I already did it, 16 times 4 equals 64. Okay, so now the tile size is 64. So 64, okay? Now the tile size is 64. Great. All right, now you have to go to editor, and we have to change some things here. So first thing you want to do is go to tile map, and what we're going to want to do for the tile map here is change this. So I think before I hung up the last video with the resources, images, yeah, so now we have tile set. So now we're going to want to go into images tile set, and then we're going to want to select the tile set in PNG here. Okay, awesome. And texture selector. Okay, so now this is the texture selector. Let's go ahead and make some notes as far as this constructor. So we have the data file path, and that's just essentially the last place we scrolled on the tile map. We should probably test that to make sure if that's working. I don't think I saw that working, but we'll get to that. maybe because I'm not calling the function in the editor class. I don't think I'm calling the function in the editor class. We can easily do that. So that's so it's going to be the texture selector data file. That's just like, so it's exactly where we were at when we last scrolled. This is going to be, of course, the tile size. Okay. Now this is going to be the position. Say like bounds position. Now this is going to be the bounds size, all right? And we're going to change this bounds size. All right. This will be the texture. This is how we're getting the texture. So we're making the tile map first. It's grabbing the texture from here, and then we're actually getting the texture from that tile map. It's going to be obviously the font. This is going to be obviously the input time. Input time. And this is obviously the max input time. Max input time. Okay, so now we have some little helpers here to help us remember what all these things are. Okay. So now we're going to change this to the size of the tile set now. So again, the tile set is now 768 by what? 384. 384. Okay, cool. And I think the hide button is going to look a little funky, but at least now I think that this should be in here. Nope, you still got that. Okay, so oh, and I think it's because we're all right. So you have to go to editor here and first just comment this out because it's taking the old tile map. All right, now we got the new tile map in here. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, so I think I thought of a way to make this a little bit more dynamic. So this pops up properly. And you see all of these are the perfect size here. See, and like we can make our little, like that. Okay. And we can like make our little level, if you will. Now, our system just doubles the size of the tile like this, like, and that's not really helpful for this design because we have like rectangles and stuff. It would be nice to just be able to grab an entire rectangle here. So instead of doubling the size of the entire square, we should probably be able to double it horizontally and stuff. And we will fix that when we get to it. But that's looking good right now. Okay. Excellent. Okay, so now you can kind of see how we're going to make the platform. This is like Photoshop, design your own thing. It's really cool, right? So let's get out of here. And so if you go to tilemap.cpp, what we're going to do now is try to fix this thing so it's a little bit more dynamic, and I think I know how to fix it. So okay, so this offset plus, all right, so essentially this is the origin of this is set to the center. So the offset should be this tile size divided by 2. So that would be half of the tile size, because the size of it is going to be determined by the tile size too. So I think if we do that, yeah, you see now it's perfect. Just like that. Okay. Cool. Yeah, so that's just how you make it a little bit more dynamic. So just take the tile size divided by 2. And that will be it. Okay. And let's do this so this all looks pretty. All right. So I think with what we have, we could start developing this. The only thing that would prevent us is if we want to go ahead and fix the doubling of the horizontal area so that it, you know, looks better. But I don't know. I don't think that's necessary. right now. So let's go ahead and just get a tile map just to kind of feel the labors of our hard work. So I'm just gonna go to this guy and just kind of see if I can kind of copy what he has here. All right, so you see he has some black area. This is like, all right, so from what it looks like, yeah, all right, so let's copy this one because this one has like that background. Okay, so from what it looks like here, from what it looks like, this is the platform. Okay, so we're gonna want to make that a wall. We call it a wall. We have called a wall because it's actually like you can't, the character won't be able to pass these things, so he'll be able to actually walk on them as well as walk into them. Okay, so let's close all that. Let's go back to the editor. Open up the editor here. All right, I don't know why it's drawing that, but whatever. Okay, so cool. Cool. All right, so you see this looks like, okay, so let's make the tile type. Actually, before we do this, I want to make this look a little bit easier to read. So go down to cursor text here, and let's just add a, like, another one. Actually, if you do turn this into a string, because right now it's just a character. If you turn it into a string, you should be able to do a few of these. And just do it for all of these so that these are spaced out by 2 lines instead of 1 line. That. Nice. Now you see, now that's all spaced out by 2 lines instead of 1 line. I don't know why that keeps. Maybe it's because I need the key time. I think what's happening is I'm hitting because I don't have the key time here. So if you go to texture, go to tile map here, if you just add and this get input time. So I think what I'm doing is I'm clicking through and it's also creating a tile. See, yeah, that's exactly what happens. So you just want to add the input time so that you don't always create a tile the second you enter this. Okay. Cool. That looks a lot better now. Okay, so let's go back to this and just copy this. All right, so you see, he's kind of coming out here like that. So he has like, oh, you see, he also has kind of an overlay kind of coming down here like that. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Excellent. And he has an animation here for the waterfalls, and I'll show you how to turn a GIF into. I can show you how to turn a GIF into a. I can show you how to turn a GIF into a tile sheet. There's actually like programs online that do it for free. But for example, like miscellaneous sprites. Like so, for example, like this is a GIF. We can actually there's free programs online that will turn this into a that will just turn that into a tile sheet for us. Okay, so let's go back to environment here. Pretty cool. All right, so like here's the water. Oh, and this is where he got. This is like the bottom. All right, cool. That's so cool. Okay, that's really cool. That's where he got that. All right. That's really cool. Okay. That's cool. Okay, so you might want to add that because why not? So let's see if we can add like this the water and then the bottom rock. We're just going to want to see if we can like easily clone what we see in these. All right, so this will be another like background thing. Um, so I think that we could actually call this like a foreground. So we're going to go to first of all save everything we have. Go to header.state, and in this environmental, so background variables. Call these will actually be foreground. I think that's how you spell foreground. I might be completely stupid, but I might have an E in here. Yeah, huh. It has an E. All right, cool. So foreground variables, and we'll do the exact same thing we have here. But this will be foreground 1. And there will be multiple ones of these because we have to kind of layer them. Or we can do what we did in Photoshop and just render it, which would actually be the best move. So let's go. All right, so what you want to do is go to here. And actually, you might be able. No, we don't. We don't want these. We don't want these in the background because these are going to be actually in front of the tiles as well. So what we want to do. What we want to do is we want to make a new Photoshop. So this should be the exact same size. Yeah, so this is going to be the exact same size. So let's go to this and then save as foreground Photoshop. Okay. These are going to be our foreground. It's going to be our foreground here. So let's just like. I don't want that. All right, so it's going to be our foreground. With Photoshop, just always hit like enter, and you should. All right, I don't know what the deal is here, but Photoshop's a little finicky. Okay, I don't know. Oh, are you kidding me? All right, well, whatever. You can just. Actually, you know what? Screw that, because we could just do the layer thing. I'm sorry. Just go back to. We'll just have. Go back here. No, I'm sorry. Go back to here. Go back to Photoshop, and just stay in the background. It's fine. We can just use this as like layering kind of thing. But then we're gonna go here. Then we're gonna go here. Then I saw the water, and then I saw this. Okay, so we're gonna hit place. Put this down here, and then I saw this. All right, look at that. That's so cool. And is that exactly the way he had it? That looks exactly the way he had it, actually. All right, that's sweet. All right, so now what we'll do is we'll just render this. What you're going to want to do is just save after you place it. And then we're going to go to export. And this is a background, but now we're going to do foreground. Foreground. Yeah, nearest to the observer. Okay, just making sure I'm not completely stupid. I do very poorly on the on the spelling part of IQ tests, if you can imagine. All right, so here we go. Come on. Or not the spelling part, the whatever. I'm just bad with linguistics, I guess. Which is weird because they put me in like a higher level like English class when I was younger. Okay, so we're gonna do export. Go back and just put this in the foreground. This foreground. Okay. Sweet. Cool, cool, cool. All right, so that's gonna be the foreground. All right, and then we're gonna go back to here. Save all. And in the editor dot h, we should do, I guess, it's going to be different from the background, so let's call this init foreground. Okay. Sick. All right, and essentially we need all of this pretty much identical to the way we have it. Let's put it in here, but we're just going to change all these to foreground. Oh yeah, you could just get rid of the one too, because we just rendered it all into one. And again, I can't say that enough. Like, you know, you want to render as much into your PNG assets as you possibly can. It will just help with rounding errors, and it will just, it's just an extra security between, you know, just like glitches and stuff. All right, so we have foreground here. We'll have foreground here. Okay, and we have the foreground texture like that. Beautiful. This init foreground. Okay. Beautiful. Great. And we'll close all that. Then we'll create an init foreground function just to keep all this stuff separated. And this is best practice, in my opinion. I mean, it's just my opinion, but like keeping everything in their own little functions is by far the best way to go about it. So render foreground. Okay. Oops. Right? And hitched. Then this is just going to be this no, target dot raw this environmental details dot foreground. Okay, all that's going to be. And then in here, all right, so this needs to be above the background for sure. And actually, it needs to be above the tile map as well. I think. Yes, it does. All right, so this render foreground, this render render texture. Okay, so again, the point of the render texture is essentially if we didn't have the render texture, everything would be rendered to the window as their own individual objects. Okay, and when you do screen resizing or you move the view around, that can create issues with floating point rounding errors because in an ideal world the position of all these assets would be integers and you wouldn't have to deal with floating point rounding errors, but OpenGL uses floating point rounding errors, so that's why SFML makes these all, you know, vector 2f's for the position and stuff like that. So you have to floor to just make sure you have pretty much cut off all the decimal places as much as possible, or have turned them essentially all to zeros. And essentially an extra level of assurance is rendering everything to one sprite, which we call the render sprite, via a render texture. And then essentially what you're doing is you're rendering all this individual stuff to that, and then you're just displaying the end result of that to the screen. And that's what will help you prevent these floating point rounding errors and stuff. Okay, so if we do this, this should work. Oh, no, I do not see it. I do not see it. And I think I know why I do not see it, because we forgot to change this. All right, so we got to go to images foreground. And now this is going to be a foreground. And there you go. Look at that. We got the foreground, and we got nice. That's looking cool. See, so we got the little water and stuff. Okay. So now, that's freaking awesome. Okay, starting to look more like a little level here. Cool. Alrighty. So now, what we would like to do is just see if we can get a few more. All right, now we got that. Okay. And now he has like some blank. All right, so, and doing this, just kind of directly copying, will actually kind of put you in the mindset of kind of like a artist. So it looks like he has, yeah, you see now, you see how that went behind? This is because the order, this is kind of the order of how these things are being rendered, all right? So this is being rendered in front of the tiles here, okay? So that's what he did. And we go here. Actually, you might, I think, just take all this off. Put that like that. That's just like what he's doing. And maybe one more. He did one more. Okay, like that. And I'm on layer 0 right now. Okay. And actually, he might have, he might have done this actually. So let's take this off. Okay, so this you're going to want to make a wall. You're going to want to make a wall. All right. So what you're going to do is, if we go back to tilemap.h, open the tile type, make this a wall. So you're going to turn this to tile type number 1. Okay. And you're going to be making a lot of walls. And walls are essentially, so press T, and you see the tile type, which is the second. I can't point to it because my cursor's, it's following my cursor, but it's the second thing from the top. I'll keep down tile type 2, 3, 4, 7. All right, so we want tile type 1. All right, and if it turns red, then you know you're definitely on. Okay. So these are going to be the platform part that the little dude's going to actually walk on. Okay, so we have that. And if we go back to here, yeah. So he does that for a little bit. Does that for a little bit. Okay. Okay, and it seems like he pulled that up a little bit, but whatever, it doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to be exactly perfect. So let's just kind of, oops, you don't want this stuff. Well, I guess you could have this stuff as well, so like this is all like one big wall area. Just to sure. So we'll do that, and then we'll do some more of these. Okay, and then he has it go down even further. All right, so now what we can do is we could probably take this part of it, right? Or, yeah, you see like that? He has a little corner there. And, see how he uses it. Yeah, and then we just have like this. And then he's kind of just, all right, so you see that's going to collide there. Let's see how he did the corners, how he goes around the corners and stuff. All right, yeah, you see how his corners nicely connect? So there must be ones that nicely connect like that. Just got to figure out which ones they are, so. Right. Oh, okay, maybe the corners are like this kind of thing. But that seems, that's, yeah, so maybe that's what these are. Yeah, maybe, nah, that doesn't fit. That doesn't fit. That doesn't fit either. Hmm. And then maybe you can also rotate these like this. So maybe you might find some ways to kind of rotate these things so that they, so now we're back to normal. Okay, that seems all right, but there's a little gap there. Huh, it's not perfect. Maybe it's intended that you use, um, yeah, that looked good. All right, that looks good. And then, so when you're about to go to an angle, you start using this stuff. Um, and then I guess you should, nope. Okay, which ones do we use? All right, so, alrighty, I'm trying to curve down now. Which one do I use? Which one do you want me to use, sir? That one looks like it fits perfectly. Um, it's got to be one of these, right? Which corner one would it be? It would be so use it like that. And then I use that. Huh. Uh, Let me see if I can see what he's doing here. So, all right, so maybe now you got to do that kind of thing, but that doesn't make any sense. Like, why not just use this? And then do that kind of thing. Maybe if I rotate this one. No? Well, you could do that. That looks good. Just rotating it. Doesn't look awful. See a little something there, but it's not awful. Right? And then, see, so that's why we have the rotation. But now it's not, the corner is not gonna look perfect. Wow, what the heck? I keep clicking. Page. So yeah, so when things are rotated, it's kind of, there you go. It's kind of hard to get them working right. Okay. Oh my God. Well, hopefully you see by now. In the next video, I think this is, proof that our engine is working. I just gotta figure out how to work with these assets. So in the next video, we will complete this. We've already done a lot, and I will see you in the next video, and we will have the tile map complete. And I might just keep it to the size of the screen because this looks pretty freaking good. And we'll just do that. and then we're kind of golden. Then we can start making the characters and stuff. Okay, so actually, before I go, I might as well just do this kind of thing, and then that. Yeah, make sure you get all the way to the edge here, because I have a feeling we're just gonna make the game just like the size of this screen, or the size of one background, just so we don't have to deal with the other stuff. But it should be pretty cool, and we should be able to do some jumping and stuff, and so really show off the whole platform thing. Okay. All right. Well, I will see you in the next video. Bye bye. Or actually, no, not bye bye. Let's go ahead and commit all this stuff. So let's go here. Oh, did I save all of that? Oh no, I don't think I saved. Here. Bam, bam, bam. Gotta be tight. Okay, that's fine. And by the way, make sure you scroll a little bit over, because this is essentially the size of this thing is the true size of the window, and this is covering a little bit of screen. So I think we'll make like maybe that much beginner tile. Like that. All right, so that's going to be kind of our starting point, and I'll figure out how to use these assets a little bit better so that I'm a little bit, so I understand what's going on by the next video. Okay, so make sure you hit escape, so that's going to save it. Excuse me? That should have saved it. Excuse me? Let's see what the tile map's looking like here. That didn't save it at all. We just put one tile down. Okay, that saved it. I don't know what the heck happened. Why did that not save? Oh, I'm so stupid, because all right, I didn't, that's what I did. I didn't. All right, so leave it like that for now. Leave it like that for now. Go into here. Okay. Do this all over again. So, select this. Make it sure it's tile type 1. Bam, bam, bam. And then go here. Bam, bam, bam. It's because of the input time. That's why that's a little. Okay, and now if I go to here, go over here, go to here, close here, hit escape. Why? Oh, there we go. All right, yeah, so that's fine. So it is saved. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, so that's all saving. That's all saving. So now we go to editor here and just have to uncomment this. There you go. And now it's saved. Beautiful. Okay, great. Everything's working. Okay. Okay, everything is working. Fix this up. Fix this up. Righty. So I don't miss any of this stuff. Here, state, CP. Comment stash. So okay, so fixed background, added foreground, and began messing with tiles, adjusted texture selector, so it everything's the right size. All Right, so tile map.cpp. Okay, so one we chain. All right, so this is tile map CPP, and this is for the texture selector. Texture selector. Okay, change. To beautiful. Added this. Added this. There. State.cpp. We change this to this in this. Editor H. Right, so ed for one added this, and then two we added this. Okay, now in editor.cpp, one change this. Two, this. Two, we added this, and three, we change this to this in, right? Four, change this to this. Okay. That was that. That was and then five added this to this, and I always copy from this one if I can, so I don't accidentally screw anything up in my current thing. All right, six. We changed all of this. One sec, babe. I'm not done yet. To this. Six, and then seven. Changed this to this in update tile map. Okay. And then I think it's 8. We changed this to this. And then 9, we added this. And then 10, we added this to here. Okay, right. That's it. All right, so let's just close this. Just gonna run this last time. One last time. All right, look, and it all saved. Voila. Excellent. This is all in here and good to go. So we'll be using these assets to pretty much make the levels and stuff. And that's looking freaking awesome. Okay, so go ahead and commit this. Fantastic. All right, I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye.